there, Tiffany and Brad here with Years of Years, and it's This Day in Disney for April 5th. Actually, can you believe that?
Getting pretty close to my birthday.
That's
Welcome to
true.
your days, all Aries. So,
yeah.
best of the signs, right?
No. It's Virgo. Okay, so April 5th, back in 1910, Richard Dick Irvine was born in Salt Lake City, Utah. So,
Very nice.
he was an accomplished art director for film. One of his major, or actually he was nominated for an Academy Award for the film, which was black and white, Sundown. And over his long career, he actually filmed 31 films between 1939 and 1953. So,
Yes.
the Disney connection.
Oh, which is our entire culture.
Yeah, of course, that's why you're here, I hope. So, in the early 1950s, Walt Disney asked Irvine to help construct Disneyland. So, he had moved from 20th Century Fox to the Walt Disney Studio in '52 and became the senior figure for Walt Disney Imagineering. So, all the way until his retirement in 1973. He actually passed away in 1976, so he was one of those guys that...
Yeah, and in some ways he didn't just lead it, he was responsible for the way that it is.
So, right. So when Walt was deciding about how to, get his vision for Disneyland, he actually was considering hiring a company to come in and do the theme park. And Dick Irvine was the one who convinced him that you don't need to go with this company, that you already have all your Imagineers right here. And, with building set designs and building all the things that they had built for film, they had the creativity and the ability to do this park. So that's when they made the decision to go that way instead of working with a company, which I'm so grateful for, because they really were Imagineers. They really just, going back and looking at all the things that we've talked about on here, you have some great people who are able to shine and show their talents and do things that I don't know if this company would have taken the time to do.
Yeah, well, they would have had like liability concerns and external approvals and all sorts of like approval systems. It would have slowed everything up. Whereas they were just working 24/7 on the ground. Like Walt would be like, I want a car, and they would make a car. It just happened.
Bob Gurr over there.
Yeah.
Get the car. Oh, yes. He always said yes. And so what was cool is that because Dick Irvine worked with these different movie sets, he knew about forced perspective.
Yes.
And that's something that's well used at Disneyland and Disney World. And so that was really him, encouraging the forced perspective concept, so that even though the buildings aren't,
which is very at play in Disneyland.
Well,
with the castle and everything and the approach.
Disney World.
I understand. I'm just saying very at play at Disneyland.
Yeah. So, Disney World, because they actually got to do the two-story and the actual going up and then coming back down.
I would never dispute that forced perspective is being used at Disney World.
Sure. But they needed it at Disneyland. Absolutely. And that's where he started. So, like I said, he worked with the company until 1973, and so that means he had a lot, as a head of, WED, he had a lot to do with Disney World as well. And unfortunately, because of his illness, he wasn't able to be there for the opening of Walt Disney World. Yeah, it's really sad.
Added to our Captain Walt.
But in his honor, the original Walt Disney World riverboat was named after him, the Richard F. Irvine
Which I'm sure you see all the time.
Well, no, now it's the Liberty Bell.
What?
We're talking about the one...
Not the one on the... Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And so now that boat, the ferry boat that you take or
From
not the ferry boat,
T2.
the river boat that you take around Tom Sawyer Island, that's called the Liberty Bell. And one of the ferry boats is named after him. And so we've been on that many times at Magic Kingdom. So, you know, that's commemorative of
Indeed.
Dick Irvine.
How wonderful.
Yeah.
Every time you hear that bell, and take that ferry boat.
Yeah, and just like now you know, if you didn't already, maybe you already did, I'm sure many of you know more, but you know, he really had those two particular influence. He had much more influence to, you know, not work with this company, but also to do the forced perspective. Both of those things are really iconic things about Disneyland.
That Disney does really the best. I
Yeah.
mean, we go to other theme parks and it just isn't captured the same.
It's a storytelling experience. It's a theme park for sure. And even when we were just recently at Animal Kingdom, and it's just, you're so encapsulated in the theming. You know, that's something that I love about Animal Kingdom particularly, because you feel like you're in Africa, you feel like you're in Thailand, you know, and I've been to places like in Asia, and so it has a feel, it has a smell, the music, everything.
Yeah.
They just
And I
get
guess
it.
I do take it back a little bit. Like, there are some great forced perspectives happening at like Universal with
Oh, sure.
Hogwarts and the Wizarding World.
Oh yeah,
You
that's
know,
all great.
and there is great forced perspective happening elsewhere, but
Right.
Disney really brings the charm with
And
it. And
also,
the illusion. I mean, complete
right,
suspension.
going from land to land, you never, like, rarely do you see another land from, it's particularly at Disney World.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's some places,
Yeah, we're moving away from it.
even
in
at
Epcot.
the Wizarding World, I will stand at certain queue lines in certain places
see
and
the
look
Hulk
up
or,
and
yeah.
see something, and you know, it's just not the same. It's all kind of on top of each other. So
Yeah.
I am grateful for how they've, you know, really immersed you at
In the
Disney
line of
World in
sight.
particular.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all about Dick Irvine. Did you guys know who he was? And if you did and you know more about him, of course share it with us in the comments. And we're just so grateful you guys follow along and comment and support us. And yeah, so that's it for this Stay in